Joao Costa, who is the Secretary of Education in Portugal. Hello, Joao. How are you doing today?
Good.
It's wonderful to have you today. And allow me to give you, to the people at home, some context. We were really grateful for the Ministry of Education sending out letters to all of the schools in Portugal, asking them to join the project. So that clearly is a good signal that climate education is on the menu for education in Portugal. I will leave the floor to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kun. It's a pleasure to be here with you, with all the schools that are attending and participating. Yes, we here in Portugal are very much committed with the education for sustainability and for climate action. And so it was part of our DNA by now, with all the role that our eco schools have in this process. I also like to thank in particular our school, Dr. Alberto Iria, for having me and inviting me to participate. It's a pity we cannot do these things face to face, but on the other hand, we reach more and more people in this kind of event. I will, in my 3 minutes, I will try to make 10 points. So it's a challenge for my power of synthesis. The first one is that we have here in Portugal in the recent years addressed a crucial question. Why do we go to school? What's school for? And we initiated and launched the student profile by the end of the 12 years of compulsory school, setting many issues as key competencies, 10 areas of competence, but they include common well-being, sustainability, interpersonal relationship, problem solving, among other issues. But sustainability and our power to change the world is one of the key principles of this student profile. Then we also introduced, that's my second point, we also introduced in the schools the possibility of managing the curriculum with the flexibility, focusing on problem solving and interdisciplinarity. It's when we think of climate change and climate action, we can ask ourselves, okay, what's the subject in which this topic is treated? And it's very difficult to answer this question. This is a topic for science, for geography, for geology, biology, but also for economics, also for philosophy. When we talk about political philosophy, moral philosophy, we are faced with very specific and difficult dilemmas. For instance, should I have a fire extinguisher at home? Well, the probability of my house to be set on fire is very low, but the impact of not having is very high. It's the same with climate. My action can be very small, but the impact, if we all have the same action, can be huge. And so climate action also involves all these subjects and learning how to think. Third point, it's incredible for me and almost unthinkable in this day in which a country like the United States formalizes the departure from the Paris Agreement, that we are still debating climate change as a matter of opinion. It's not. It's about science. It's about 97%, last time I checked, of the scientific community showing facts, proof, evidence. And so this cannot be left to our scientific ignorance. On the other hand, on the other side, what we have to do is to show the world and show the students that this is indeed about knowledge. And when we talk about knowledge, we are also talking about media literacy and information literacy. We have to know the difference between a fact and an opinion. We have to circulate in the internet and know that everything that happens on YouTube is not true. And this is also a role of school. My fifth point is about social awareness. And when I mentioned economics before, I was thinking of the fact, the evidence that climate changes affect the countries that less contribute to climate change. So there's a problem of justice here, and so we have to seek as our set of countries in the world the right balance to make sure that the quality of life of those that do not contribute to the poverty of life of us all are not the most affected. We also here in Portugal introduced in the curriculum the area of citizenship and development. And this word development is because of sustainable development, but also because of human development. The purpose of this area is that students know they are able to decide based on information, and they are able to act on the basis of the information and knowledge and debate that they have developed. Almost to finish, there's an issue of global ethics here. When we think of these inequalities that climate change generate, this is not someone else's problem. This is a problem for each of us. And that leads me to my almost final point about youth empowerment, the power that young people have. Here in Portugal, we're very much aware that many families started recycling at home because their kids came with little containers from school and put pressure on the families to change. And right now, this is almost generalized in all families in Portugal. And it was the children and the young people who managed to create this awareness. Finally, I'd like to make just 2 points. We do all these in our education systems because we believe in the power of education. I always like to quote Mandela in these moments when he says that education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world, and climate action is about changing the world. My very last point, as in the previous presentation that I had the opportunity to follow in the end, the voice of the students is very important. Students are asked to ask, to hope, to act, and promote change. And with your contribution, I'm sure that the future tomorrow in the countries that will rejoin the Paris Agreement, but the long-term future of the planet and our future can be a better one. Thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you so much, Mr. Joao Costa, Secretary for Education in Portugal. So hopefully we can work on bringing the Paris Agreement to the Portuguese schools. I suggest that we start working on that. We really appreciate for making time to join us today. And we really hope that we can explore ways to make this project and this curriculum we created some kind of extension to Portuguese national curriculum. Thank you so much again.
Thank you so much.
Grateful. Thank you.